Wow, has it been a year?
When you put in that request to take some time off, I didn't know it was going to be this long.
You're blaming it on me, huh? Already starting it off on a great foot.
Yes, I'm going to blame this on you.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast Face Value by the Appraisal Institute. I'm Tonia Vailas.
Thanks, Tonia. Good to see you. My name is Boizot.
We're here at my home, which is still under renovation. We've been living here since July and hope to be done soon. As appraisers, we all know that we like everything to be perfect and we get involved in every little detail.
Yep.
So it's taking longer than expected.
Are you living in it while you're doing that?
What other thing would I do? Not live in a house full of dust and construction and tools everywhere?
Yeah.
What fun would that be?
Starting this year, I have started Airbnb my home, my primary residence, and moved to an apartment nearby. So I am literally sitting here in the 15th floor of an apartment looking down at the front door of my home that is currently being rented for the week.
So it's interesting you're talking about Airbnbs because recently we just bought another home that we renovated as well, and we're Airbnb-ing. And I was talking to Tina Mindelman, who's an appraiser.
Tina's one of my favorites.
Yep, she's an appraiser out west, and she was telling me a secret. She said, make sure you have black hand towels in your Airbnb because women take off makeup and dirty all the white towels.
We learned that as well. I think I bought 36 black makeup towels for exactly that same reason. It's funny, by the way, that you say Tina's in Oklahoma. That's not out west. I get that. That's out west.
It's west for me.
West of you, but to me, that's like way over there.
Well, you know, Warren, that's something else, talking about geographics. I'm out east in New York City, and you are out there.
Yeah.
And then there's a whole nother West Coast.
Yep.
And talking with you, I've noticed that we talk differently. Not in our accents, but in words we say, especially while appraising.
Yes, very, very true. Which I think we have down as potentially a topic for a podcast, correct?
We were thinking about some ideas of topics that our listeners and viewers might like. Yeah. And one of the topics was about grass. So in this new residence that I'm in, I have grass, and it's the first time in my entire life that I have a house with grass. I never water it. I don't know what to do with it. But I've heard that people replace grass for turf. And does that impact value?
Well, it's a good question. I think that's a geographic thing. And I remember I did some appraising in Las Vegas way back in 2006, 2007. That was the first time I started seeing turf in people's yards. HOAs were allowing people to do it, and I think it looks wonderful. My personal opinion. But again, that's why I think it would be a great topic to have somebody on that can talk to us with some expertise about things like that. What it costs, and then if they have any opinion on whether it adds value. How about the, I guess, elephant in the room, you would say, is that everyone is talking about the NAR commission settlement and that discussion and how it ties in with appraisers, which it certainly does. I think that would be a great one as well.
Yeah, I'm sure also we can get some brokers on to talk to us to let us know how the change in the commission's affecting them. Because it's like a trickle effect. It affects the brokers, it affects the appraisers. How's it going to affect the whole industry?
Yep.
That's a great topic. Another
one that I suggested, which I'm just going to put out there because I feel like when you put things out there, it happens. I'm as you know from past episodes, I'm a big reality TV fan, specifically ones that deal with like home flipping and things like that. My favorite one ever happened to be Flipping Out on the Bravo network. A gentleman, Jeff Lewis, out in Los Angeles. He does super high-end flips where he'll literally live in the house like you while they're remodeling it, find another one, move out. He sometimes moves out. He only lives in his house for like 2 weeks. I'm going to put it out there that we want Jeff Lewis on this podcast You're going to
So
have to
someone
pull your
who knows
strings.
Jeff Lewis, please give him a call and tell him to come on Face Value. Well, I'll tell you, I'm a New Kids on the Block fan, growing up in a long time ago. And Jonathan Knight he moved out to like the sticks and he renovates all these homes and he has a show, and it's just amazing seeing the renovations and then watching like your childhood idol do it. It's like, we need to get Jonathan Knight. Okay. I don't know who the other guy is, but I want Jonathan Knight.
Okay. Another one, now that you're just saying this, and I hadn't even written this down, but now that you're mentioning it, there's that show, and I can't remember what it's called. I can't remember what network it's on, but it's these guys that go definitely on the East Coast to historic homes in historic towns, and they'll refurbish an old home and they'll have the story behind it, and as they're doing the remodel or the refurbishment of this home, they'll find different artifacts. Then they'll do the research on what it is and what it was used for.
Yeah. Cost approach on the commercial side are a little different, but we do have a lot of landmark buildings that we have to repurpose. Some of them are being repurposed. If you have like a courthouse that's being converted to residential, those are always really cool. I've seen a lot of that go on in our area, and I'm sure in bigger cities you'll see some of that. So that's a very great idea.
We encourage our listeners to give us any ideas that you might have, and with that, it would be very nice if you have an idea that you have the person or expert that we could interview to go with that idea. That would be very helpful. You can email us at facevalue@appraisalinstitute.org.
And Warren, I'm looking forward to our upcoming podcast episodes and our guests and talking with market participants and appraisers and brokers and just anyone who is involved in the real estate community. I'm very happy to be back on live, not live. Hold on. I'm happy to be back on with everyone, and I can't wait to hear all your ideas.